everybody, to the Triple B Express. I'm your host, first time ever doing this. So I'm going to be talking, and now you can actually see my face. So I want to welcome everybody to the Triple B Experience Facebook Live. Doing it right here, ladies and gentlemen. And it's been a crazy time. I want to put a big shout out to idiotradio.net and .com because they do it all, guys. Todd does a ton of shows, and you can hear this show on SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, YouTube, Spotify, live right now on Facebook, and also on idiotradio.net. Okay, everybody, I understand, it's been a crazy time that I've been doing some stuff. I got, as you might have heard, I don't know if you have, I got back into the independent wrestling scene. It's like the mafia. Once you get out, they try to pull you back in. But I was contacted for Fight Underground. It's an organization in Pittsburgh, and they're taking a collective amount of individuals with a lot of experience. They're putting us on this council, and we get to critique and vote on younger guys to get on their roster. And we've been doing some Facebook Live shows, and then this past show's been they got very heated. And the last couple weeks, I've been butting heads with a guy named Dylan Dean. He has a lot of experience. He has a lot of friends. Most of my friends aren't in the wrestling business anymore. So I guess if he gets pissed off, he can make some calls. And he's got some individuals that are very active, and I do not. But we have different philosophies. So he knows a lot of people. I can try to throw some stuff out there, but I don't care. I'm just trying to critique and mentor some individuals, and we do those shows on Wednesday night. So the independent fans, they want to hear me, come on up, listen to me, and try to get some experience of Fight Underground, and I'm going to see where it goes. They're not going to like my opinion, but that's the way it is. That's how I shoot. So, okay, well, I guess we're still Indiana County where I live. We're Indiana. So I get to go to Walmart, which I've been going to Walmart every day more than I care to admit, and trying to get stuff for the downstairs. That's what I've been doing since during all this. I've been working all the time, and I'm getting the downstairs ready because I'm running out of room to put up pictures because all my Steelers and all that stuff. And I'm trying to get a whole bunch of stuff done. So it's hard. And as I'm looking at myself doing this is hard too, because usually when I do the podcast, I'm not looking, I'm just talking. And it is it's not easy, but I'm hoping to bring out the best and entertain you guys. And I thank all you guys for listening. I know I do I co-host with Todd on the Triple B Double D Heavyweight podcast. We had a show about 2 weeks ago, and I don't know if I'm ever going to pick a wrestling match again because his 4-year-old son Vinny picked all the matches. So my expertise in 22 years of wrestling didn't equal squat because his son picked both winners of Money in the Bank, which is unreal. And I don't know what stipulation I said if he did pick it. I don't know if I said I was going to take my car over a cliff, so I don't know. And I'm sure Todd could rehash that on our next show. So if you guys want to listen to wrestling, listen to the Triple B Double D Heavyweight podcast, and check our Facebook. Hit like if you haven't, guys. We're so close to 1,500. I'm trying to get the numbers up. I'm always about pumping the numbers up, ladies and gentlemen. So hit like on the Triple B Experience, and hit like on the Double D. Oh my God. Triple B Double D Heavyweight podcast. So, okay. So what I've been doing is I've been buying a lot of stuff off eBay, trying to set up some pictures and stuff, and going with that. And I'm almost done. So that's about it. I'm waiting. I got some landscaping coming in. That's going to be pricey, but I got to get it done because I just have to, because I don't want everybody traveling around the house. I want everybody to walk in the front, walk around back, and go down to the bar because, since my place downstairs, I guess it's a bar and everybody thinks they could park in the parking lot and they think it's open 24/7, which it's not. So I keep telling people that, but they keep asking me when I'm opening up, and I'm like, I'm not opening up, people. So it's just like for me and people, I can't believe people have the nerve to ask, like, hey, can I come over? It's still crazy. Still crazy. So, and I know during this coronavirus, too, guys, there's nothing on TV. So I've been watching a lot of stuff. I've been watching wrestling, of course, because we do that stuff, those shows I do. And I want to know what's going on, but that's boring as hell. And also, I've been watching the dark side of wrestling. Those stories are intense. And actually, I've been watching the ending of Flash, which totally sucked. So I don't understand it. Everything sucks anymore. Nobody puts nothing in. It's pretty sad when I can watch Clone Wars season 7, the last 4 episodes, and that's better than anything I've seen on TV, and that's a damn cartoon. So there's not a lot of stuff on. So I'm just trying to watch some old stuff and just trying to get a lot of stuff done. And no sports. Today I did watch Korean baseball. It was phenomenal. I watched that at work today. It was great. That's why it's a Korean league, because they actually suck. They were terrible. So still want to go out and have some wings. And I still, I got one from the last one who actually got that answer right on that question I said. And actually it was, the question was, who did I meet a long time ago in Mohawk Lanes? And that was Merrill Hodge. And the story behind Merrill Hodge is I acted like I was Bubby Brister because it was 1992 and I was in school at IUP, which wasn't very good because our house was real bad. It was like Animal House. And I think one person out of that whole house actually graduated. People had to leave and do that. So, and Eric Steele is the winner of that. So, Eric, when the bars open up, I will take you out, get you some beers, and we'll eat some wings, and we'll have a good time as always. And I can't believe that he got that right, because I didn't give any hints out on that. So, but I don't know. So, like I said, this is the first time ever doing this, and it's not easy. So I give props to all these podcasters that do this by video, and I wanted to try this one time and see how it goes and see if I can get a lot of responses in a good way, and maybe I can do this again. So, but anyway, hopefully everybody's doing good. Like I said, this is Bad Bubba Brewer, and you're listening to the Triple B Experience. So I wanted to see how, lately it was the NFL draft. Steelers had their virtual reality draft, which I didn't really, I'm surprised. I guess it was really already watched a lot because there's nothing else to do. So, and wow, this is so hard. You ever see a plane go down? I'm fucking bombing this, people. So, but I'm going to keep going and do what I got to do. We're going to talk about the Steelers, and I'm going to get stuff out, and I'm going to tell you how it is, because like I said, this is the first time, and this ain't easy. And it's, so anyway, woo, this is hard. So, okay, well, the Steelers drafted, they didn't have a first round pick this year. So due to the Fitzpatrick trade, and we got a second round pick. And I'm going to go through the picks right now. Hey, everybody, hopefully you're drinking, because I wish I was right now. So the first pick they drafted in the second round was Case Claypool, receiver out of Notre Dame. So I don't know why they drafted this receiver when the running back from Ohio State was still out there. And the sad part about it is, people, the Baltimore Ravens picked him up. So that's not looking good, because he's going to be in our division for a long time. So I think Pittsburgh fucked up on that one, and it could come back to bite us in the ass, because I believe we needed a running back. I don't believe James Conner is going to be 100%. I don't believe Conner is going to last the whole season. So and this Chase Claypool is a big receiver. He had 66 receptions and over 1,000 yards and 13 touchdowns in his senior year. But the only good thing about it, ladies and gentlemen, is Ben Roethlisberger will be back, because if Mason Rudolph and Devin Hodges is in there, we're screwed. So we're not going to go anywhere, and I don't care what anybody says. So we'll see what he can do. I thought our receiving core was actually half decent last year compared to who was throwing the ball to him. So we'll see. Maybe he can complement Juju. He's a bigger receiver, and he's also a Canadian. So I don't know if that means anything. So, but also too, we got a 3rd round pick, Alex Highsmith. Okay, he's a pass rush specialist. He's an outside linebacker, and we need a lot of linebackers because we're depleted on linebackers because the ones that left were not that good anyway. So we really don't have a lot to go on except for TJ Watt. And if he gets hurt, we're screwed too. So if Ben goes out on offense again and TJ goes out, we're going to be screwed, and we'll probably be ending up maybe 5-10. Or I think we got those 2 extra games, so who knows anymore. Even if they play, they might not even play this year. I don't know. So I'm talking about the Steelers right now in draft, and we don't even know if the game is going to go on, because I wanted to go to the Hall of Fame to see Troy Polamalu get inducted, and it's a good thing I didn't buy any tickets, because that's not going to happen either. Same as the Motley Crue concert's not going to happen. So this summer has been a total bust. So I don't even know and it's Memorial Day weekend coming up, and it's a total bust. As much as the bust as I had like 10 minutes ago when I was looking at myself on the camera and I drew a blank because I was trying to think. So that's how bust it was. So, but anyway, yeah, the third round pick was, he's actually the 4th round pick, because we didn't get a 1st round, was Anthony McFarland, running back from Maryland, which like I said, we should have drafted the running back in the 2nd round. He was 124th pick overall in the draft. I guess he has some speed. He scored 8 touchdowns last year, and he had 614 yards though. So that's not good, and that's why he went 4th. So we'll have to see if he can complement Snell and Connor. But I think we need some veteran guys in the backfield besides Connor. And they could have signed people, but they just didn't. So going on, we got 4th round pick Kevin Dobson. He was a guard out of Louisiana, and we need some beef on the line. He was a 2019 Associated Press first teamer, and he made 52 starts in his collegiate college career. So, this draft here, we're not going to know. To me, in my opinion, we're not going to know. I don't think we're going to have some impact players until probably next year. So, but anyway, that's just my opinion. So, 6th round pick was Anton Brooks Jr. He was also from the University of Maryland, just like the running back. And he was 2nd team All-American. He's a good physical player. So we'll see how he does on the defensive line, because we're going to need help on there, because Hargrave went to the Philadelphia Eagles. He was making some big money, and that could have been that was a huge loss for us. And then 7th round pick was Carlos Davis. He's a defensive tackle. So he's finished his career at Nebraska. So 7th round pick. It's hard to make the team. So we might be short in defensive ends and tackles, and he can make the team that way. But I don't know. It's not looking. It all depends, because they didn't have volunteer camp. I don't know when they're going to start due to the coronavirus, and it's supposed to hit again, they say, in the fall. And I don't know. I just take one day at a time and go from there. So anyway, this is what we're doing. We're doing this first Facebook Live podcast of the Triple B Experience, which it's the first time for me, and I give props to everybody that does this before, because it's not easy as you're looking at yourself in the. Now, when I do this with the Triple B Double D Heavyweight podcast, the 3 of us flow, like, and maybe by myself it's a little harder. Maybe I need Todd and Mav to make everything a little better. But I think when I talk without the video now it's a little smoother, but I'll get back on track. So just bear with me, ladies and gentlemen, and just keep me in your prayers. I need all the praying I can get. So I don't know. So what else I've been doing also, besides I've been buying shit off eBay like it's going out of style. I just bought 2 magazine frames, which I didn't know magazine frames cost so much. They're like 20 some bucks a piece. So I'm putting like magazines into frames. You can't buy them at Michael's. You can't do anything. You got to order them I order them online, and they're like, it's like a highway robbery. They're like 20 some bucks. You know what I mean? And it's crazy, you know? So I got to get about 18 of them. That's the crazy part. So besides the bar stools and the magazine frames, that's expensive stuff. You know, nothing's cheap. So if anybody knows of a magazine frame company that's really, really inexpensive, please give me a buzz and let me know. Because that's just there's nothing cheap anymore, you know? So, and then trying to win on eBay, it's like you're addicted to crack for me anyway. I didn't know that you could do the best offer until like 2 weeks ago. So I'm trying to bet the whole time. So it's hard. And then, you know, you get addicted to trying to, I'm working and I'm, getting on eBay and buying stuff. So it defeats the purpose of actually working, I think. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So anyway, it's Memorial Day weekend and we can't go anywhere. So I don't know what I'm doing. I think I'm probably staying at home. I got to work all weekend and, just keep on keeping on. So, okay, well, I got a lot of stuff to talk about if I can keep everything up here, because I've had a couple concussions, people, and it's hard to remember sometimes. And I even wrote it down, and I'm still fucking it up. So just bear with me. And also I want to talk about, I got a question asked from me by Brian Reddick. I know Brian, let's see, in the mid-'80s. Brian went to school. He's a little older than me. But he was like, hey, Bubba, why don't you talk about backyard football? So I was like, okay, well, I appreciate it when people give me topics to talk about, because then I could go off that because, I try to keep topics that I like, but I keep, trying to remember stuff and go from there. But Brian got a hold of me and he's like, and I said, sure. I said, I'll do that. So everybody played backyard football. Everybody. We used to do it when we used to play like neighborhoods against neighborhoods and whatever. And back when I was in better shape, because if you could believe this, ladies and gentlemen, I used to run the ball. Yeah. And I could throw the football too. I can't throw a Dixie cup into the garbage can. But back when I was a kid, that's right. I got it. I used to be able to throw a football 45, 55 yards. Yes. And I used to run. I was a big, well, when I was a kid, 12 years old, I was a big kid because I was playing backyard football at recess in Marion Center, and I broke my ankle in 2 places, and they quit football for the longest time. And then I got wheelchaired out of there, and yeah, that was a big hoop-de-doo and all that stuff. But anyway, when you played backyard football, it was always tackle. So it was always tackle. It was never tab. So we would always play like on Sundays at my parents' house, because we have a big long airstrip, because actually by my house they used to fly airplanes like Pied Piper planes, and they had a long airstrip. So we'd have our 100 yards. So we used to play, and then I remember one time Brian's brother Billy, God rest his soul, Billy passed away, Billy Reddick. But we were I tried to tackle him, and he put his fucking hand up like right here and broke my nose and stiff armed me. And then, you know what I mean? And then I broke it again. Actually, we were messing around, and I broke it again, horse playing. And we could never, my neighborhood could never beat the other neighborhoods. We always got our asses kicked, and I played against some good athletes. But when I got older, the backyard football turned into a Marion Center, Indiana rivalry. during Turkey Bowl. Now, everybody, Turkey Bowl is people were, playing before they ate, but we would play Indiana, and it was big time. Like, there was a trophy, and it was something. Marion Center got their asses kicked every time we played. Like, every time we played. I played a couple years, and the time I did play, I played against Bill Anderson, who played for Penn State in the Fiesta Bowl. So Bill just locked his arms, and I couldn't play for shit. Like, seriously, I should have drank a case of beer, and I think we had beer on the side. We were a little older. We were older than we were in our 20s, and I should have drank that, and then probably played better because I wouldn't have felt nothing, because all he did was lock in, and he'd just take me this way, take me that way, and we got our asses kicked. And then they had the all-time leading IUP punt returner, Mills or something, and that kid was so goddamn quick, nobody could catch him. So, we might have scored one touchdown. And then we started recruiting, and then the one time, we beat him one time out of probably 10 times. So, and that was like the greatest victory, where we were popping bottles of champagne, because we used to we got our asses kicked. And what happened is, that year we beat them, we got younger talent. And then I remember Mark Coy's son, they're like, Bubba, this kid don't even, I said, yeah, he went to Marion Center. They go, what year? I said, he's my age. Mark's son. He was 15 years younger than us. And I'm like, oh yeah, he went to Marion Center. They're like, Bubba, what are you doing? I'm like, hey, he's still at the Marion Center. We're taking him. I think we pitched him the ball and they couldn't catch him, because that was the only year we beat him. And I don't play anymore, and they still do it, but I'm too old. I mean, I'm having a hard time right now doing this Facebook Live podcast, let alone playing backyard football. I'd be sent to the ambulance. So, but I mean, that's, and it was good times though, but kids nowadays don't even do that, I don't think. So, but yeah, I just, yeah. So there you go, Brian. That was a little bit of the backyard football. So I really appreciate if people give me, topics that I can actually go on, and then I can actually talk, and then add if I remember them correctly, remember the situations that happened, and then I can use it for the Triple B experience instead of just talking about other stuff. I could talk about stuff that I was involved in, and I can bring that to the table and then solidify what I'm talking about on these experiences. Because sometimes these experiences are like this, because hey, it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. I'm hitting potholes and I can hear cars going in front of my house, but hey, I'm still driving. I'm still on the road. So, but I appreciate everybody listening to the Triple B experience, and listening to all of them on SoundCloud, idiotradio.net. And actually, speaking of idiotradio.net, we have some new t-shirts. I got 4 of them. I know Todd buys them all the time. And every time they're trying to come up with new designs. So as of right now, I got this hat. So, and I believe right now it's sold out. So that's a good sign. So there is stuff that gets sold out on the site. So if you want to pick up something, I've got 3 t-shirts, and they're real nice. Like, we had the In Your House Quarantine. I wear that to work because that's the only one I can wear, because the Commonwealth will, say something about it, because you know how they are. You know how the bosses are, But it is what it is. So, but we're trying to get the views up, and hopefully everybody's viewing this and saying, what the fuck are you doing, Bubba? Boy, you can't remember. I'm like, well, I had 2 concussions. That's how it is. And I ate a blizzard, so maybe I have a brain freeze when I was doing this. So, I waited in line 15 minutes, because every Dairy Queen on this side of the state is packed and looped around 10 times, because you're trying to get, all I wanted was a blizzard. I've been trying to get a blizzard for 2 weeks, and I had to wait in line for 20 minutes after work, which I ordered it, and then I was going to leave and pull away and not pay, but I didn't want to be an asshole. So I waited in line, and I got a large. And I probably don't need a large, because A, the gyms have been closed. It's it's hard. It's hard to eat right during these times because the only thing I can get is like pizza. And if I don't eat right, it's pizza. And then last night I ate a hoagie. And then from a hoagie, I get chocolate chip cookies. So, and I know there's a couple people, that I know that are workout. And I don't know how people maintain working out during this time. I don't know. Like, I was down 30 pounds before all this shit started. All this shit storm started. And now I probably gained that and more. I was in contests to lose weight. I didn't even weigh in Wednesday because I knew that I was going to take that scale and just break it in half because I knew I sucked. Like, I don't know how people do it. So people tell me stuff, but it's hard to eat right, eat clean. What's clean? Clean to me is taking a lettuce and washing it off in the sink. That's clean to me. Like, I don't know how to eat fucking clean, So, and then if I get I get a cravings for peanut M&Ms, and then it's crazy. But I haven't touched any energy drinks. So, during this time has been terrible for working out. I can't wait till the gyms open back up. That and the bar so I can sit down. And there I am talking about trying to eat right, but I want to sit down and eat some wings. That's all I want to do is eat wings because I understand all the small businesses, all to go and stuff and restaurants and stuff. But I just like to eat sitting down. Like, I can't take it and go because by the time I get home, it's cold. And I know that's pretty acidine, but that's how I feel. Like, and it makes me mad. So hopefully you can understand my situation because I'm a big dude. I've been big all the time. And then when I lost a lot of weight, I was 32. So now I have to, and I'm going like later on, I'll probably go around. I've been going around IUP track. So I do a little bit of that, but I'm almost 50. So, I got someone I pay to get my grass cut because now I'm just fucking lazy. So, he does a good job. I was pushing. I'm not push mowing my yard for 3 hours anymore. I'm not doing it. I don't care what anybody says. They can bust my chops. I'm not mowing. I trim maybe. So, but yeah, working out during this coronavirus time has been crazy. Just trying to think of ideas to work out are crazy, and just trying to keep busy. Like, I see everybody's doing podcasts and everything, trying to be entertaining. I'm trying too. I just try to get and see other people do their stuff. Like, I'm not singing. Like, I can't carry a tune. I see comedy shows being done. I think cooking shows, like all this stuff. Like, podcasting is probably exploded now due to the coronavirus. That's just my take on it. So the gyms are shut down and the podcasts and people want to be entertained on social stuff have exploded. And I guess you got to be very, very good to keep the stuff going and be creative. So I guess everybody's being creative now, I guess. So I'm trying to be. I don't know. We'll see. But, get your T-shirts. Buy your T-shirts on idiotradio.net. Buy the shirts at the stores. And get our numbers up to, let's get to 1,500. We're so close. We're so close. So when I post stuff on my Facebook, I'm pumping it up so we can get past 1,500 likes on the Triple B Double D Heavyweight Podcast. And also, I'm trying to get to 700 for this. So just hit like. I know I sent them out. Just hit like, people. You'll be entertained. Hopefully I'm entertaining today, as I messed up numerous times and I keep going on. So quit is not in my nature today. So it'll never be in my nature. So I'll be as entertaining as I possibly can today, because I've never done this first ever Facebook Live stuff, because I'm looking at all the pictures in the back while I'm looking at the screen, and I got a lot of pictures. And I'm like, and then the other day somebody thought these were video games. Like, I don't have that many video games. I go, these are movies, Blu-rays. And they were like busting my chops. I'm like, well, I don't play. I play Madden and I get my ass beat. So I don't have video games. Like, I'm almost 50. How many video games am I supposed to have at the age of 50? I have maybe 3, and I only play 1. So I don't even watch half of this stuff, which I should. I don't know what it is. I buy stuff just to keep it, But I mean, I do watch a lot of movies, but I just haven't had time because I've been doing so much stuff. So, but anyway, guys, like I said, I appreciate all the support on all the podcasts. And I really do appreciate when we do the Triple B Double D Heavyweight podcast with the wrestling. This is different than that. And it's way different. It's way different when you're doing it by yourself on the camera. Woo! It is hard. But I'll just keep trucking along. So, and I'm going to do other ideas. I have some other ideas in my head that I want to do and go from there. And, when I did the Ask Bubba Anything stuff, that was actually very, very good. People did ask me questions and I did answer all those, but I'm not doing that all the time. So, and like I said, we're going to see how this goes. And then might go back to doing the podcast without seeing my face. Cause I know I'm a good looking son of a bitch, but when I look at my face, I'm like, oh man, but not that I'm looking to, I've already spoken for it, but it's so hard, right here without, and then I got the lighting. So hopefully everybody can see me. Yeah, we're going to, I'm going to do other stuff. I'm trying to think of ideas, and that's why I try to engage the audience on and I'm glad that Brian gave me that topic about backyard football, doing that. So I'm always looking for topics. And I know it's very, very hard during this lovely coronavirus to think of stuff. I mean, I can sit here and bitch about people going to Walmart without their masks, and that's truly what happens. Like I've seen it. I just seen it like an hour and a half ago, people not caring. And that's just the way it is. I care. I got like 5 different masks. So it's just that sometimes I can't breathe because I'm overweight. So, but it is what it is. So I know I'm going to try to do like an editorial kind of thing. And I don't know how this is going to go off when I decide to do that. And I'm going to do it on, in this show today. And there's some topics that I want to talk about. And I probably talked about topics already that I could talk about. But I'm going to talk about like a couple individuals. It ain't like a celebrity roast because me personally, I don't think they're celebrities. I'm not saying I'm anything by that. But, and I'll see how that goes, and we'll see how that segment airs and see if people like that. I'm looking for feedback, people. So please give me some feedback on how I'm doing, because then I can try to better it. And then because I'm my worst critic. So, and then that'll get me a little bit more better at doing the podcast, especially through the video stuff, which it's very hard. Once again, it's very hard when you're doing it by yourself. When I got the boys with me, I believe it's a lot easier. So if anybody says that podcasting is such an easy to do, I'm going to tell you they're full of shit. I'll tell you that. They're full of shit because it's very, very hard. Anybody can talk, but it's hard to bring the topics and make it intertwine and tell a great story. And I think I'm doing a great job. I think I am, as best as I could, and go from there. And but like I said, I want to do something with an editorial, and we're going to do it here pretty soon. And then we're going to wrap it up, for the Triple B experience. So this editorial might piss people off. It might engage people, and it might think of them, the people that I'm talking about. Maybe they'll go and look at these people. Maybe they don't even know who these people are, because probably the one guy, nobody knows who he is. But the one guy I'm going to talk about in my editorial rants on this segment and see how it goes is I was on Facebook last night, and we were trying to get this guy to be on our show on the Triple B Double D Heavyweight Podcast. And he goes by the name, and I don't believe there's anything super about him, not one bit. He goes by the name of Superhuman, and I post him on my personal page. When he jumps off, he drinks fucking hot sauce, and then he dives off a picnic bench onto barbed wire microwave or barbed wire fence, or he runs into a barbed wire fence, or he's like woo woo or some whatever the fuck he's talking about, because he's only about $140 and he's got his buddy who's amassed something. I think they're backyard guys, but he's got some names. That he was on All Elite Wrestling in a backstage, so he's doing better than me, I guess. So people must like to see him pretend that he's a flying squirrel getting run over by a car. But I tried on Facebook last night. I asked him 3 times. He's like, anybody got to ask me any questions? And I'm like, yes. I'm like, would you like to be on our podcast? Anybody want to ask me a question? I did it twice. And he's looking at it like this. Like he's looking at it and he's trying to, I don't know if he can't read or whatever. I asked him one more time and he's looking. He never answered my question, because we would have tried to get him on the show, and I don't know, maybe do something with him or something, whatever Todd wanted to do with him. But I don't know if the fucking guy can read, because he didn't read my questions and I gave it to him 3 times. And this weekend he's live streaming, diving off on something barbed wire with a dildo to make $100,000. Are you kidding me? $100,000. He's like, go through the GoFund and it will be this weekend. Like, that's how he talks, because he probably runs into so many walls with the barbed wire because he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. 100 people are paying him to dive off barbed wire with a dildo or something. Like I don't know. I'm trying to get 1,500 likes and 700 for each podcast I do without diving off anything. Because if I dive off something, I can't get back up anyway. I probably can't. I can't even lay flat when I work out, when I do work out. But this guy, the Superhuman, there's nothing superhuman about him, but people, and I posted on my site, so I'm probably just as guilty as everybody else. So, but I posted to show how stupid it is. Like, that's what I do. I post all the time. Another work video, because where I work, we do, manholes and stuff. Another work video. And this guy gets his Facebook Live Facebook chat last night had 800 people tuning in. 800 people. And I believe, I don't know if he lives in a cardboard box, but he had 800 people. He was trying to get $100,000 for this event this weekend. And you know what's going to happen? He probably will get it. He probably will get it. So there's one of my rants right there. Okay? So the second rant, I don't know this guy personally. I don't know this guy. I never met this fucking jackass in my entire life. Okay? And I'm sure if he ever wants to step up to me, I'd fucking breathe heavy and knock him down a flight of stairs just by sneezing. That's how big he is. So, and I don't know if I have to. This guy is. He thinks his name is Brett Paradise. He thinks he's. I don't know. He does Donald Trump impersonations. The guy doesn't know any pop culture, modern stuff. He lives in the 80s, which is nothing wrong with the 80s, but he doesn't know anything if you ask him a question about anything. And he was bashing the wrestling podcast that I work on. And he was also bashing my producer, who runs numerous shows on his station. So the No Talent Hack the other day called into Todd's other show. Todd's got so many shows. He called in and he started playing. He was somebody else. Like, who does that? That's like a guy that tries to fucking not work works harder to keep on unemployment than go get a job. Okay. And I never met this guy. I saw him at an All Elite Wrestling show, which was one of the greatest shows I was ever seen in the last 20 years in the major markets. Okay. I've seen a lot of independent stuff. This dude dressed up as Ric Flair, like Ric Flair on crack, because he only weighed about 128 pounds. I don't know what he was doing with his cheesy ass robe. And I hope he listens to this show. I hope you listen to this show, Brett Paradise or Paradox or whatever the hell your name is, or maybe Todd will see you down the road when you're walking down the street in Pittsburgh with your goddamn Ric Flair robe and with your cheesy ass fucking goddamn popcorn lid belt around your waist, So stay home, dude. Stay home. Quit talking schmack because, you weren't that entertaining. You're not that funny. Today I pushed through the snow today to get and do this first time ever because I've never did it before. I'm pushing through the snow, but dude, you're pushing for a hard time. That's what you're pushing for. And like I said, I don't know you. I don't want to know you. And dude, you're not that funny. I never said I was funny, but you're not that funny. And you and the superhuman could make a 15-minute segment on both of you diving off on barbed wire. And maybe myself and maybe Todd sprinkle barrels of hot sauce on you and let you just lay in your hot sauce waste of lives. That's just my opinion. I don't know and probably nobody cares about you. But the other one's got, $100,000 and the other one's got $10. So I incorporated two individuals, one that's like this with trying to get, and this one who's right here, not even. So I could be wrong. Maybe he's a hell of a nice guy. I don't know. But quit talking schmack when you don't know nothing. And I can't help it. If you were that good, Todd would have kept you. So that's the way I look at it. And I know you're not going to step to me because you only weigh $130. I could put my Bubster feathered boas. We can recreate Starcade when I fucking leg drop you or something. But then I have a hard time getting up. Because my back's messed up. Besides, doing this. And I'm telling you what, people, this is one of the hardest things I've ever done on doing this right now. So I hope I entertained you. I hope that you enjoyed it. And I will see how this goes. And I will have to work harder to keep you entertained. So that's just how I'm going to have to be. But this is the Triple B experience. And I'm going to wrap it up. So I'm just going to say, everybody, happy Memorial Day. This is Triple B Experience. Not bad, Bubba Brewer. Have a good one.